Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Well guys, in IELTS listening part 4, when you reach, you try to get as many correct answers as possible, but because the audio is fast, the questions are lengthy and the time is short to read the questions. Because of these three phenomena, students lose their precious marks in IELTS listening part 4. Hence, they end up getting 7, sometimes 6.5, sometimes 7.5, but they do not reach 8. In this video, I am going to teach you how to deal with section 4 in IELTS listening and how to make sure you end up getting 8 band in IELTS listening. Then you'll be able to get 8,777. Let's take a start. Okay guys, part 4, complete the notes below. One word only, no number at all. So just one word. Agricultural program in Mozambique. Now just imagine agricultural program in Mozambique. How the program was organized. Okay, we got the bullet points. So they're going to talk about them one by one. Now the first bullet point, there is no question, Limpopo River. Second bullet point, no question, they're talking about charcoal and all that. Third bullet point with a question, that dash was seen as the main priority to ensure the supply of water. Dash was seen. Now for seen, they can use any other word. Now you got to see what was seen as the main priority to ensure the supply of water. Now please listen to me carefully and then you got to decide. The support agriculture in this dry region. The program focused primarily on making use of existing water resources from the Limpopo River by setting up systems of irrigation. Systems of irrigation which would provide a dependable water supply for crops and animals. Right? So, what is the answer? Limpopo River by setting up systems of irrigation which would provide dependable water supply for crops and animals. So seen as the main priority to ensure the supply of water, that is irrigation. Don't comment my writing, okay? Yeah. Alright, that was cool. Let's move on. Most of the work organized by farmers associations, right, was done by, who did that? Most of the work organized by farmers association, that work was done by. Now we got to see who did the work, right? Type of people who did the work. So listen carefully now. Then they say the program worked closely with the district government in order to find the best way of implementing this. The region already had one farmers association and it was decided to set up 2 more of these. These associations planned and carried out activities including water management, livestock, breeding and agriculture, and it was notable that in general women formed the majority of the workforce. Women formed the majority of the workforce. So work was done by, see that most of the work was done by and women formed the majority of the workforce. The answer is women, plural. If you write singular, your answer will be absolutely wrong. Clear? Then they talked about fenced area where created, fenced areas were created to keep animals away from crops. The program provided 2 things, rather 3 things that the program provided. Number 1, dash for the fences. They provided something, some material for the fences. And what was that? It was decided that in order to keep the crops safe from animals, both wild and domestic special areas should be fenced off where the crops could be grown. The community was responsible for creating these fences, but the program provided the necessary wire. For making them. Them means fences, and wire will be the answer. Is that clear? Well done. Now dash for suitable crops. First is wire and then dash for suitable crops. Now let's see what do they say. Once the area had been fenced off, it could be cultivated. The land was dug so that vegetables and cereals appropriate to the climate could be grown. And the program provided the necessary seeds. Necessary, suitable, right, for suitable crops. So they say that the program provided the necessary seeds for this, right? So seeds for suitable crops. Program provided. Now the word provided is coming. Provided wire, provided seeds for suitable crops. And for crops, they have already used this word appropriate, like vegetables and cereals appropriate to the climate. Alright, and then they will talk about water pumps. Now, the farmers provided, okay, the program provided that. The farmers provided labor, number one, and dash for the fences on their land. Now what for the fences? That's what we got to find. Farmers provided something for the fences. And what is that? Let's just go on and we find it. The program also provided pumps so the water could be brought from the river in pipes to the fields. However, the labor was all provided by local people, and they also provided and put up the posts that supported the fences. What? And they also provided and put up the posts. P-O-S-T-S. Right? Yes, exactly. That's what they are saying. However, the labor was all provided by local people, and they also provided and put up the posts. Post is like a column. Post is like a pillar for the fences, and they make fence on that. Is that clear until here? Well done. Now, let's see further developments. The marketing of produce was sometimes difficult due to lack of. Important word is lack of. Now we got to see lack of, and for lack of they can use like did not have, right? They did not have and something. The marketing of produce was sometimes difficult due to lack of. Now listen again. Once the program had been set up, its development was monitored carefully. The farmers were able to grow enough produce not just for their own needs but also to sell. However, getting the produce to places where it could be marketed was sometimes a problem, as the farmers did not have access to transport. Farmers did not have access to transport. Difficult due to lack of transport. See that? Yes. This is how we do it. So over here they use the word lack of, and in the audio they said did not have access to. So lack of and did not have access to, they are synonyms. 37. Training was therefore provided in methods of food dash. Methods of food. What? Methods of food production, methods of food preparation, or like that. Training was therefore provided. Now let's see what is the answer. Okay, then they say this problem was discussed with the Farmers Association, and it was decided that in order to prevent food from being spoiled, the farmers needed to learn techniques for its preservation. The farmer needed to learn, training, learn. Farmer needed to learn techniques for its. Its means food, referencing They are using its for food. And what is that? Preservation. So, preservation will be the answer. Is that clear? Well done, well done. Let's move on. We are just left with three more questions. Farmers made special places where dash could be kept. Kept means stored. Dash could be kept or something that could be placed or stores. Farmers made special places where means that place dash could be kept. Now what could be kept? That's what we got to find. Listen carefully. There was also an additional initiative that had not been originally planned but which became a central feature of the program. This was when farmers started to dig holes for the tanks in the fenced off areas and to fill these with water and use them for breeding fish, an important source of protein. Use them for breeding fish. Farmer made special places. Now those special places were actually the tanks in the fenced off areas, and to fill these with water and use them for breeding fish where dash could be kept. Use them for. Dash could be kept, use them for, and it's one word only. You cannot write breeding fish, you will only write fish. Clear? Exactly. Local people later suggested keeping. Local people later suggested keeping something over there. Now listen carefully. Then they say after a long time, that is later, after a long time, another suggestion was made by local people which hadn't been part of the program's original proposal, but which was also adopted later on. They decided to try setting up colonies of bees. Colonies of bees. So local people later suggested keeping. Now for keeping they use the word setting up colonies of bees. B-E-E-S, Madhumakhi. Okay? Exactly, that's right. Evaluation and lessons learned. Now first is this agriculture. Enough time must be allowed, particularly for the. Now enough time for what? Dash phase of the program. It's just a phase of this program. So what phase of the program? Listen to me now carefully and then you decide what is going to be the answer. Okay, they say there was a marked improvement in agricultural production which improved food security and benefited local people by providing them with both food and income. Now you got to be careful. Enough time must be allowed, particularly for the dash phase of the program. So they say, however, it is important to set realistic timelines for each phase of the program. For each phase of the program. And then what do they say? Especially for its design. They always use the word its. Its mean program. However, it is important to set realistic timeline. Enough time. Realistic timeline means enough time for each phase of the program. Now each phase of the program, each cannot be the answer, right? And particularly, for particularly they use the word especially for its design, especially for the design phase of the program. And for program they are using the word its. This is very, very common. This is what they do. Okay guys, all the best and I wish you 9 band in listening. Okay, and if you get 8 above, do tell me about it. All the best, take care, bye bye. Welcome back. So guys, that's it, fantastic. If you like this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. I also teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub truly wishes you all the best. Take good care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.